was quite fun, going back and pretending to be a young kid again. So basically, Thin Lizzy Gary Moore was initially one of the real kind of key reasons as to why I got into guitar in the first place. And for a long time, I always dreamed of owning a Les Paul. But as the years went on, I think it got close to being like 16 or something, and my parents said, you know, if you graduate university, maybe it was even older than that, but they put this idea in my head that if I graduated, which I didn't, that they would buy me a Les Paul. And so around the age of about 16 or something, I went to Manson's down the road and I tried a Les Paul, and for years I'd been playing an Ibanez RG, and basically it got to the stage in my playing where a Les Paul just really wasn't on the cards anymore. I guess most of you watching this will have played a Les Paul before. You know how different of an experience it is to playing something like a Strat or an Ibanez RG, or the types of guitars that you see me playing all the time. It's a very different thing for me, you know, a pure rock instrument in a lot of ways, but it was an important part of growing up. Hi, my name's Cordy. Same thing again. We've got this thing from Rose Morris in London, kind of a historic, what do we call it, music store. Use their own Vox and stuff. Anyway, I'm not being paid to make this video, but I did say, you know, I'd be happy to kind of look at some of these Tokai guitars on the channel. So this is another surprise. I think there were some people that recently have been commenting on the channel who don't seem to particularly like the idea of playing stuff from China specifically, which is fine if you don't want to do that, but I think to ignore this section of the market might be, I don't know, a little bit elitist towards people who can't afford maybe the American-made stuff, or just straight up don't want to buy Gibsons or whatever. And I think specifically Sire and Tokai make great value guitars, so that's my interest. And the first guitars that I learned on would have been, my very first electric guitar was an Ibanez Roadstar 2, which was made in Japan. Anyway, I think it's an important part of the guitar market to consider, you know, guitars that aren't necessarily a PRS or a £4,000 Gibson. You know, the stuff at the other end of the market, that was what I was interested in the Sires and the Chinese Tokais for. This one looks like it's from Japan, so not quite that. I'll get the camera. I'm going to be imagining that this is kind of the upper end of the Japanese Tokai market, or the upper end of the Tokai market in general. And what have we here? So some sort of cherry burst, certificate of authenticity, a 129, so doesn't have the flame. Very nice light mahogany, looks kind of awesome. Certainly not lightweight. I'm going to get the scales. Let's take a, so quite clearly in terms of looks, a very, very fine looking instrument. Nice clear kind of maple, looks pretty well matched. The fret ends and the fretwork looks super tidy. Doesn't have the nibs, is that what they call them? The nut looks very clean, bone nut. Can't really fault the craftsmanship at all, the joins look lovely. Although I'm not sure what that is there. Can you see that? Or is that the maple which goes underneath the binding? It looks a little bit strange there. Is that what shows like the thickness of the maple cap, maybe? Unclear. Anyway, I'll do some playing, I guess. I've never owned an actual Gibson Les Paul. This is the Tokai ULS 129. Beautiful guitar. I don't know if it sounds like I can play the thing in that intro, but I can't really spot any faults with it. The as authentic, I think, as you can get to a Gibson in many ways, even down to the fact that the binding doesn't go beyond the maple cap. So at the neck join here on the horn, you can see the maple goes beyond the actual binding to show you the thickness of the maple cap. Sounds like a Les Paul, plays like a Les Paul, a nice chunky neck, absolutely no complaints. So, you know, I think they're still running that discount code John sold out. If you want to try one of these from Rose Morris, I don't think you'd be disappointed with a Tokai, a Japanese Les Paul. To me, and everything I read about them, people really love these. So yeah, thanks for letting me try that out. I'll try and do a couple more videos with it, I think. Really beautiful instrument, incredibly well made, can't find a blemish on it. I like the lighter mahogany colours, so let's put in it.